Okay, welcome U of A, here we go, 30 minutes. So come to an easy, comfortable seat, whatever that means for you, and start by dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Spine is long, straight spine, crown of the head lifting. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Take left fingertips to the ground. Pause here. Chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Right fingertips to the ground. Chin to chest, roll back and forth slowly. Right ear, right shoulder. Through center, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder. And once more in each direction. Come back up. Extend right leg out. Keep left leg in. Inhale the arms up, overhead. Turn towards the extended leg and reach down. It doesn't matter where your hands land. Begin to move the chest towards the toes. Pause. Notice what's tightening up and see if you can release. You might move both hands to the outside of the leg. You might not. Notice what feels good for you in your body. And switch. Come on up. Extend left leg out. Bring right knee in. Bring the arms up overhead. Twist towards the extended leg and come on down. Find your place. Settle in. Notice the difference on each side. Notice the right hip and glute. Try to keep it down towards the ground. Breathe into the shape. I'm gonna grab my timer so I can keep you guys even on both sides. And come back up. Bring the soles of the feet together, the knees are wide. Hands are towards the feet or ankles, elbows towards the insides of the thighs, and shift forward. So keep the spine straight, shift forward, keep the knees pressing down towards the earth. And once you've found your edge or where you can really feel this through the body, then relax into it. Allow the spine to round and pause. Stay here at least 1 minute, minimum 1 minute. Now come back up. Bring the knees to a bend, soles of the feet on the ground. Bring the hands behind you, plant them on the ground, fingertips towards the glutes. Roll open through the shoulders. Stay here. Firmly root your feet into the ground, all four corners pressing down, and then lift the hips. Feel the stretch through the shoulders. Keep the head forward. Don't drop it back. It's heavy. I don't want you to strain it. Lifting it back up. So keep the head forward. Gaze is forward. Continue to lift through the hips. Lift through the shoulders. Press the hips towards the sky and set it down. Extend the legs out long, reach towards the toes. And it doesn't matter, you can land right here. You don't have to reach the toes. Move the chest towards the feet. Feel the stretch through the entire underbody, which is releasing stress from the back and the neck. It's all connected, as you know. Now come back up, point the toes, flex the feet. Point, flex. 2 more. Point, flex, point, flex. Bring the soles of the feet towards each other, bend the knees, bring it in, shift it forward. Once more, butterfly shape. And come back up. This time, extend the legs long. Place the fingertips towards the glutes. Press down through the palms of the hands. Roll up through the shoulders and lift the hips again. Bring the soles of the feet towards the ground. Keep the head forward. Lift and release. Reach towards the toes. Come back to seated. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, take right hand to the ground and reach through left side body. Feel the stretch through the side body. Notice what happens when you take the gaze down towards the fingertips and switch. Plant, left hand, reach right hand. Notice the difference if you're looking up or looking down, and how that feels. Focus on stretching through the entire side body. Reach. Switch. Right hand down, left hand up. And switch. Left hand down, right hand up. 2 more. Reach and switch. And switch. Come back, neutral. Inhale, arms up overhead, clasp the hands, flip the palms, reach them up. Inhale, reach up, long spine. Exhale, bend to the right. Back through center, inhale, and exhale, bend to the left. You're doing great. Stick with it. Release. Wrap the arms behind the back. See about reaching the hands towards the elbows. Wherever you're at, you can hold on to the clothing if you don't reach the elbows. Roll open through the shoulders. Shift forward, strong belly, strong core. Lift. Lift through the shoulders. Roll them back. And release. Come to all fours. Shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Cat-cows at your own pace. Drop the belly, lift the head and tailbone, and round and curl through the spine. Exaggerate these movements. Keep doing them. I know you know what those are. Keep going. Cat-cows, very important for the spine. And once you feel even on both sides, we're gonna do, I haven't done this with you before, so we're gonna do a stretch through the wrists and the forearms. I don't think I've done this with you before. So stay in neutral, keep the shoulders strong, the back body lifting towards the sky, and the belly is engaged, so the belly button is in towards the spine. So never dumping into anything. Keep your lift, keep your engagement. Now, walk the hands away from each other. Okay, walk them away from each other. Just pick them up and step them down. Walk them towards the thighs and the knees. Obviously, of course, you might not get as far as I do, or you might. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far you go. None of that matters. Only how it feels, only if you can open into these spaces and release tension and release restriction. So once you've found your place where your body ends and where you can really feel this through the body, you might shift back, shift hips back ever so slightly maybe. Pause here and notice the hands. All of that gripping of footballs and all of your working out and barbells and things. There's so much tension through the hands. Typing and writing, the computer. So feel the stretch through the forearms, through the wrist, through the hands, through the fingers. And stay here. We're going to stay for at least 1 minute, minimum 1 minute. Stay connected. And walk it out. So walk it out with steps so that you're not just coming out of it all at once. That would be a little rough on the body. And then walk them the other way. So bring those fingertips in towards each other this time instead of away, and walk them back towards the thighs. Once again, find a stance where you can feel strong and maybe shift the hips back. Pause here. Doing great. Breathe into it. And come back out. Now we'll work into the feet and the ankles as we release this from the wrist. So if you stuck with it, there's probably some pretty neat sensations in there happening. So sit on the tops of your feet. And if this doesn't work, keep the hands down in front. There's nothing wrong with that. And if it's not quite enough, maybe lift the knees off the ground. Either way, wherever you're at, stretch through the tops of the ankles, tops of the feet. So important. Hands can rest wherever it's comfortable. Keep the spine long, keep the shoulders down, away from the ears. Stay here. And come on out. Now, tuck the toes. This one is often the least favorite posture of any practice, but so important for the bottoms of your feet. So if you're like me and your little pinky gets stuck, pull it out, let it participate as well, and sit back again. If it's just too much, we don't want any pain, nothing sharp, nothing painful. So discomfort to a level is okay as long as it's mild discomfort, just opening, just noticing the feeling, not even a discomfort, but just noticing what's going on in there. So stay as you are, stay here, keep the spine long, keep the shoulder blades rolled back. If you have to come out before I say so, please do. These are always only suggestions, never rules. You don't have to do any of it. Make sure it feels right for you. And come on out. Just lift the feet off the ground, let them rest for a moment. And then point and flex like we did earlier. Point and flex. Now, come to the forearms. Bring the forearms to the ground and either keep them clasped. Let's do clasped. So forearms clasped. Tuck the toes and lift the hips. We're working into the hamstrings here. Release the head. Crown of the head reaches to the ground. Okay, if this is too much for the shoulders, it's okay, just come down to the belly. Keep the shoulders very, very strong. Maybe bend one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. And then come down onto the belly. Separate the arms. Forearms are parallel to each other. Keep the pelvis pressed down, keep the crown of the head lifted and the chest forward. This is Sphinx pose, very good. Keep the belly button in towards spine, so again, it's not allowing any strain on the lower back. Instead, we're strengthening the lower back. And bring the forehead to the earth, moving into our pec opener. So forehead to the ground, bring your right arm out in a T, plant your left hand and bend your left knee. With the left hand, give a little push so that you're opening up onto the right pec. The head needs to come to the ground. Relax the head. Make sure it's not up here hanging out. Make sure it's on the ground. Your foot might not hit the ground like mine does. It doesn't matter. The point is to open up here. So the arm is out in a T, and if the foot isn't coming to the ground, you can just keep the knees bent. This is fine, as long as you're opening through here. Okay, pause. We're gonna do 1 minute. So 1 full minute in this shape. Don't copy me right now. I'm just watching my time. You stay in your pec opener. You're almost there. And come on out, come back to the belly. And then extend the left arm out in a T, plant the right hand and bend the right knee and roll yourself on over. So the other hand can either be a pillow for your head while you're resting here, and let me check my time, or you can take that hand and let it rest behind the back. Either way, find your place. Find your comfort. Again, your knees can be bent. They can be long and just resting on each other. That part doesn't matter. What matters is that this shoulder and this arm and this pec are being worked into. So find your space. Just 1 minute here. Stay as you are. And come out. Back to the belly. Bring the hands by the chest, come back to all fours and child's pose. So the knees are very, very wide and the toes are towards each other. Shift the hips back, let the belly drop between the legs. Bring the arms overhead. Now walk the hands to the right, keep the torso low on the ground, feel the stretch through the side body. Walk the hands through center and over to the left. And come back through center, come back up, all fours. Now, extend, come to your shins, standing on your shins, and extend right leg out, left hand opposite direction, right hand up, shift the hips forward. That is most important. So you should really be feeling a stretch through here. Now bring the arm over the head, and hopefully you're feeling a stretch through the shoulder as well. Rolling up towards the sky will increase the opening through the chest, You can keep the face looking down, but continue to shift hips forward, most important. Now, come to standing on that knee, so strong belly, strong core. Plant right hand on right leg and reach left hand up and over. Come back down, plant left hand, reach right hand, lift right leg, bend the knee, take a hold of the foot, and roll open through the shoulder. So you're continuing to press the hip forward, you're opening through the front body. And don't worry about what it looks like, that does not matter. Reach again, one more time, and come back down. Switch. Left leg out, right hand down, left hand up, hips forward. And then reach the arm over the ear, maybe take the face down. Continue to shift the hips. Strong belly, strong core will come on up. Standing on the knee, plant left hand, reach reach right. And come on down, plant right hand. Lift left leg, bend the knee, take a hold of the ankle, roll open through the shoulder. I'm trying to see how you guys can best see this from your view. And so most important, you're creating a C shape, opening through the front of the quad, all the way through the shoulder. Come back down. Now, yogi squat. I did this on our first day together. So bring the soles of the feet to the ground, the knees wide, the elbows to the inside of the thighs. Okay. And one more twist. Plant the hands, lift the hips, forward fold here. We're releasing tension from the back anytime that we're forward folded. So the legs are wide, the crown of head is towards the ground. Release and relax any tension in the neck. Maybe shake the head yes or no. And we'll twist by keeping the right hand on the ground. Inhale, left hand up. And then sweep it over to the opposite leg. Reaching over towards that leg. You can release both hands over. And back through center. Keep left hand down this time. Reach right hand up. And sweep it over to the opposite leg. Draw the body over. And come on down back to a seat. Moving into a seated twist. So bring left knee down, right sole of the foot to the outside. If it doesn't go to the outside, keep it up front. Okay, if it does, bring it to the outside. See if you can keep both butt bones on the ground. Lengthen through the spine and twist over to the right. The elbow can take a hold of the outside of the knee. Doesn't matter, you can hold the knee. Most important, you're looking over your back shoulder, twisting. Back through center, switch it out. So take left knee to the ground, right leg comes over. Take your time getting into the shape. Notice the difference on each side. Find the length in the spine and twist back. Look over the shoulder. Come back through center. Extend the legs out, kind of like what we did earlier, except we're gonna do a wide straddle and reach the, left fingertips towards the left toes. It can plant, it doesn't have to reach the toes. Reach the opposite arm up and over. So both hands are reaching towards the same foot. Now switch, come on up. reach, and lift it on over. And we'll switch back and forth a couple times here. Switch, reach, extend, switch, reach, extend. Once more each side, switch, reach, extend, and switch, reach, extend. And come onto your back. So very slowly and carefully, come on over to your back. Definitely need my timer for this one. So come to your back and keep the left leg long. Bring the right knee in towards chest. Draw that knee to the opposite side of the body and open up. So right arm comes out in a T. Notice the shoulder blades and see if you might keep them both down on the ground. Any of these twists are releasing strain patterns through the spine. We're going to stay here for at least 1 minute on each side. So rest into it. Notice the longer you hold the shape, the more the body allows for a release. Go for 1.5 minutes on this side. So we just have less than 30 seconds left. Stay where you're at. Almost there. And switch. So come back to center and give that knee a little squeeze in before you let it go. Let it go, bring the opposite knee in, give it a little squeeze, extend the arm in a T, and draw the knee away from the arm. Rest here, 1.5 minutes. Notice as the minutes tick by, the body allows for a little bit more of a softening into the shape, a little bit less restriction, less holding on. And stay as you are. Less than 1 minute left. Almost there. Notice the shoulders, try to keep them both down towards the earth. And release. Come back through center, give the leg a little squeeze in before you let it go. And then reclined butterfly. So just like we did seated, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out wide. And then bring them back together, shoelace pose, shins parallel to the ground. Take right ankle over left thigh. Bring the hands one on either side of either the back of the thigh, left thigh or left knee, and draw them in. Now if your head came off the ground, it needs to be touching. So let it go, let the bind go if you can't keep your head to the ground, and just see if you might still feel the stretch by planting the foot on the ground. Okay? If you can also use a wall, you can place this foot against a wall. Let me make sure I'm checking my time. We'll stay here for 1 minute. Almost there. Notice the shoulders, keep them rooted down into the earth. Notice the back of the neck, try to keep any stress out of there, lengthening. And switch. Shins parallel, left ankle over right thigh, one hand on either side of the right leg, either on the top of the shin or the back of the thigh, or just keep the foot on the ground. You can carefully press away on the left leg. Wherever you're at, all kinds of variations. Settle in, this is your final shape. Almost there. And release. Maybe do a little rocking on the spine. We're going to come back to a seat. So you can rock or not, and come back to a seat. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to host virtually and in person. It's always truly a pleasure, and I hope that none of the moments for you are wasted. I hope you enjoy and reap the benefits. So play well, play hard, and I'll see you next week in person. Take care.